Yes, most of them have that double lap thing. This is a clip over and latch it in place, easy enough. It's going to take time lapse and movement, which probably means the 16 gig card will get ate up pretty dang quick at those settings. All right, perfect. I think it's down about 6 inches. All right, let's turn this thing on. The days are definitely getting shorter. Not by much, but it's early morning. Early Saturday morning. I'm going to be down on the river before it gets good and light. Probably not a good idea, but what the hell? Let's go take a look. Wow, I'm really getting rolling early.
That air is nice and cool. Feels very good.
It's a full moon. The sturgeon moon. There it is. The sturgeon moon. 13th of August. I think it was actually full last night. Early. Wow, isn't that cool?
Enough light to see.
That you can see, but it's not dropped much. Dang, man. I guess that's good. But if it has not dropped very much, I don't know. I brought my bow. So let's go see if we can stick something. Old Jennings T-Star. This was the 25th anniversary edition, 1979. This bow's old. Still works like it did the day it was bought. I'm pretty sure that has dropped quite a bit. Let's go take a look. I'm going to be kind of sneaky this morning. I'm going to run this bow up in front of me so that I can catch all the spider webs on it instead of on me, because there's almost always a bunch of spider webs in here. I don't know, it looks like it might be down a little more. I'm glad that it hasn't dropped a lot, because at night that time lapse is not going to catch the same thing it catches during the day. That time lapse, I'm most interested in that time lapse, because that's going to show step by step as it drops. And that's why I bought that camera, and I got lots of plans for that time lapse. It's going to be cool. Now I'll catch what I've been missing on the game cameras. Oh yeah, it's dropping. It's a dropping. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, it's dropping. Dadgummit. Is my bag out of the water? I think it is. Dang it. I'm gonna have to reposition it, because it's not gonna have much of an effect except on turtles. Oh yeah, it's dropping now. Wow. That's to be expected, huh? Alright, let's be real sneaky about this. Maybe I'll get a shot or two. Don't need to spend a lot of time down here this morning. We can come back in the afternoon. Another branch fell. Oh yeah, that did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And dropped a bunch. Remember, I positioned that stick on the edge, so it's down probably close to a foot. I might even be able to get to that camera. Oh, that's not right. Oh well. Yeah, I might be able to get to that camera later this afternoon. That's going to be interesting. See what's still on that camera. Look at this, man. Yeah, it's dropping fast now. There's my bag of chum. I really thought that would still be in the water. I need to go get my T-post driver and reposition that over here. It's got to be in the water, in the stream to do any good. Oh man, this is great. This is great. Now it's really started dropping. Alright, so I don't need this. I need to go back up there and get my T-post. Get my T-post driver so I can move that thing to there so it's still in the moving water. And it will have some attracting ability. Wow. Alright, and I'm glad it's still staying clear too. Matter of fact, it may even be clearer. I think it is. That turtle. Okay, well, let's go get the T-post driver. You know what? Let me move my edge marker down to the water, see how much it drops in the next couple hours. There we go. Here's where it is at what, 6:30 in the morning, or whatever it happens to be. Alright, let's get boogie boogie, get that T-post driver. Okay, that'll be good for a couple more hours. Squeeze that thing so some of that juice comes out of it. That's what attracts the fish. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that's coming down real nice. I hope that other camera, oh look, there's a carp. God dog it. And I don't have my bow with me. Oh lordy. Should have known they'd be in this area. Still, just be a little more patient, you know. That's what it requires, just like all hunting and fishing. Generally speaking, it needs patience. Well, that wasn't much of an opportunity. This on a draw, man, that should be letting out a lot of scent. Take off a little more of this hill. It's a big step. I'm gonna make me an actual step to go up and then down. Take out some of the grade. I got a decent trail with steps, more or less. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, much better. Much a lot better. Go ahead and shake that bag a little bit, see if I can't break some of that stuff loose. Or if they'd come up in here, hug this shoreline in any kind of number or regularity. Of course, if I bait it up real good, they'll come. They'll be in here. The carp, that is. Catfish too, I guess. Probably need to get a couple cans of cheap dog food. Hang them on there, that really works. It scents up the area really well. I may have that wrapped a little too tight. Right, there we go, now we're getting some out of it. Got to the first level. There we go. Now look at all that scent in the water. Oh yeah. Watch what that does. That'll get the turtles up here. Maybe the fish. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's little oil bubbles coming up. The oil that's inside that food. That ought to really get them going. Isn't this cool? Everything changes eventually. Should have brought my waders, really. Which reminds me, I need to get another pair of waders. Man, I hope that camera's still there. Maybe. Dang. Yeah, I think I see the limb coming up now where that camera is. It's just under the surface. There should be a rope in there too. We'll see. We will see. Probably later this afternoon at the rate this stuff's dropping. Man, I don't know if this camera's triggering or what. It doesn't light up like that one does. That one will light up. Oh, you see me? You see me? What the heck? I don't know. Pull the bean tree up out of here. I'll keep my fishing spot clean of all this vegetation. I want it to be clean, clean, clean. That looks like sawgrass. Probably is. Oh, where's it go? Oh, look at that big gar. Look at that big gar. Coming across here. That's a big one. That's a long-nosed gar. Where'd he go? Honestly, this is when it gets fun. With a fly rod, with whatever. Because those gar like that, they'll hit a fly. You'd make a little rope fly, one that doesn't actually have hooks in it. It's just a kind of like Velcro type deal. If they bite it, it'll stick to their teeth. Just long enough to fight them a little while. Where'd that big gar go? Man, I'm getting real anxious about getting this program rolling again. I think I got the solution now. A time lapse over some bait so that it just constantly takes pictures, and I can increase the rate at which it takes a picture. And I'll do that when I've got my string of buffalo. I know mostly what I'm going to see is carp, or not carp, but turtles. I'm going to see a lot of turtles because that's what's eating most of this stuff. Oh, this is exciting and peaceful at the same time. That thing should be taking pictures right now. It may be pointed a little bit higher than it needs to, but it's got a wide angle lens, so it'll see something. Probably I'll take all my sticks. That's the one I was resting my fishing pole on. Oh, I should have allotted more time down here this morning. But gotta go get a tire replaced on the Outback. That crap up there. That camera's triggering. I bet it failed again. They're bad about that. I need to pick up a new pack of batteries. Get me some. I might go back to Costco. They got some pants I really like. They're only 20 bucks. Oh, look. Ever see a mussel? He needs to be in the water. He needs to get back in the water. This ground is full of them. Full of mussels. Shoot. Maybe later today is when I go up. I'll go upstream, see if I can't get to where Bear Creek comes in. There's a real neat shoal there that ought to be exposed by it when this water goes down. It's a little bit of a task to get to it, but hell, maybe I'll bring my kayak to get me through these big sections. we'll do a little exploring. I'll call my friend Ray, have him come up. We'll play in the river for a day in the heat. I missed seeing a carp. Like I say, that stuff really works, especially after it gets good and saturated. They're gonna come up to look for this stuff. All that stuff in the water. I guarantee you it is gonna get their interest. Honestly, all you do is you put your polarized sunglasses on, stand in a good spot near the edge, like about up in here, with your polarized sunglasses, and you wait for them to come up. And when I was catfishing here, I guess 2 Saturdays ago, and I had the chum running, man, I had 6 or 7 buffalo come up here. But it wouldn't have done much good with the camera setup I had at that moment to shoot those carp and then string them up for bait. Oh, look, there's a big tail. There's a big carp right there. There he is. See that little black spot? That's his tail right in there. Like I said, that stuff will bring them up quick. Works really well for buffalo. Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll come back down here in the afternoon. I'm fighting the desire to move that camera already, but it's got a purpose to do. It's got a purpose I need it to fulfill before I move it. Oh well, I'm wasting time. Right there, those fish will come up right here and sit in this little deeper part, trying to get to that stuff. They're looking to see where it's coming from, that scent. And if I just stood here real quiet like, I could probably stick one. And there goes 2 of them. They were coming right up in that shallow water. Oh, there's a tail right there. Yeah, it's getting their attention already. That's the plan. Man, those 2 came right up into here. Yeah, they smell that stuff and they come running. Alright, I am gonna go back to the house, go into town, take care of the car, probably have breakfast with the wifey, and then come back out here and see what I can stick in the middle of the day. I need to pick up some rope for my newest trap. I think the prudent thing to do is to drive a T-post in here about at the edge and then string it all the way across to that tree so that it's in this fast moving water. That'll help keep the turtles off it. If they gotta swim like mad to get to it, maybe that'll deter them. And the gar would have no trouble getting to it. And what I think I'm gonna do is like that post right there, I'm gonna go ahead and move that over here, tie the rope to the, midway up, have a camera above and below the rope pointed at the line, and hope that if something grabs that rope, something big, and it shakes the T-post, that it will trigger the camera. That was another thought I had. So we'll come back and set that up when I shoot a fish, but I got to get some more rope, assuming it's going to be a while before I get to that rope. I need to rig it up right. I need to have the ability to pull it back toward me so I can rebait it. But I need to be able to suspend it above the water so that those fish are just dangling in the water. The buffalo themselves are just dangling in the water, enticing a big monster to come take a bite. Or an otter, or a bird, or an eagle, or whatever. If they want it, they can get it. No hooks. I'm just gonna do like I've been doing, where you shoot a carp, it's dead, or near dead, and then you string it up through the gills. Basically, you hang on to the head of it. And the turtles have been eating the heck out of it. I believe that's what has taken almost everything I've put in here, is turtles. And once they get to munching on it, it don't take long. And there's a lot of turtles in here. Alrighty, I resupplied. Spent a little time on the river. I'm gonna make a fish trap, and I'm gonna, well, check on the river, see how much more it's dropped. But I'm also gonna stay down there and try to shoot one. But I'm gonna put more faith in the fish trap. I've never made one, but I know how it's done. And I can tell already that this has come down even more. See how much of that stick is out of the water? Yep, it's dropped even more. That's good. Smokes, yeah, it dropped even more. It's dropped even more. My bait's still in the water. I may end up moving that T-post again so it's in deeper water to set my trap up. Got some spare wire, a few stakes. This might actually help keep turtles out of it, which I think there's a turtle right there next to it. Oh look, I'm not watching close enough. There was a carp right on the edge, and I didn't bring my, there's a turtle there. Oh, there's a bunch of carp right there. All right, let me put this stuff down. Put that down and go get my bow. There's that dark object right there. That's a carp. They're hanging right off that edge. That old scent chumming bomb is doing the trick. Oh, there's a bunch of them in there. Oh my goodness, there is a bunch of fish right here. Just what I thought there'd be. Alright, let me sneak back up there and get my bow. I can get this show on the road. So let's get the boots on. And let's put the sneak on. And shoot a couple carp so I can have some bait. I got a bunch of rope, new rigging, so we're gonna make this thing happen. Oh yeah. Several fish right down here. Just hanging by the bait bag. I just need to put the sneak on them. I love the way this bank stays in the shade. And there's a little bit of wind. There's a fish right there. No, it ain't. I didn't pick up my polarizer from my camera. I got my polarized sunglasses on. Whoa. Come on, learn to walk, Ben. Learn to walk. I just put a bunch of dirt in my boot. Right, we're gonna ease up here real slow like. I'm gonna shoot one of those fish. I got my bait. Second shot. Shooting 50% today. Those fish are coming up and they're right in that little deep spot. I don't know if you can see it, but there's just jillions of minnows. So now I need to go get my new rope and all my configuration stuff to make my new monster bait trap. Let's get that done. Dropping by the minute. You can see my old rope That camera's down there in front of that thing somewhere. I think it's still underwater. That's my old rope. Where that water's moving fast. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this now and drive it right over here. Oh, look at that. What the heck is those birds? What the heck kind of bird was that? Man, that was odd. Looked like an ibis. Let's see if I can't find something that looks like that. Wow. This river's such a cool place. I got some of this paracord, that really super bright orange stuff. I've got some of this stuff that's got a reflector in it. But I'm going to put a clean, beautiful, bright orange one on this knife, so when I lose it again, it won't be so hard to find. I don't know what iteration this is. C, D, E, F. Maybe it's preparation H. The idea behind this is because those are PRI or PIR, photo infrared sensor movement. They don't sense movement. They sense temperature or changes in temperature, more or less. So what I did is when I shot that fish, he's just hanging there. This is not intended to keep or to catch a big gar or a monster of some sort. It's not intended to do that. What it's intended to do is just get a look at him. So when something big grabs that carp, it's going to shake that pole. That should be enough movement to trigger those cameras. And I got two of them, an 8 megapixel and a 12 megapixel. Both activated. Both working. That's on a T-post. That's my bait bag, which is where all these minnows are in here. Big time. It's also where I shot that carp right there. So I'm gonna let that dangle out there. I've got my backup in case something really big grabs a hold of it. I tied the rope to the branch, which will also, if that's wind blows enough. Let me turn that just a hair. There we go. I'm gonna be looking straight at it. This might actually work. It's only about 3 feet deep. It's probably deeper than that out there. That jug is in the middle of the line. There's a weight on the other end. I wanted it to hold it out in the current over the deeper water, but still be able to see it. So I tied the carp further up, so that the float will keep the carp on top. This will keep the line, as long as the line stays tight, it'll stay like that. I hope this works. This sandbar's soft. Right there, somewhere over there, because I think that rope is tied to the top of that branch. Yeah, and down below it is where that camera's at. If it's still there, if the branch is still there. Rope probably still good, it's just covered in algae. Look at all those minnows. Man alive, that bait really works for minnows. Little teeny tiny ones, lots of baby fish. Those may actually be some kind of baby fish. Alright, I think I'm going to set that trap up right here. It'll only be good for a short amount of time, till the water goes down the rest of the way and that's exposed. But I can set it up real quick in that sand. Not that it's going to attract anything other than raccoons probably, but it'll be a good test for my theory. Actually, a good test for the theory would be over there by the... Yeah, that's a better idea. Let me put it in that little deep hole. Alright, here's my little makeshift fish trap. I got some better wire to do this out of to make an actual trap. One that's got a bottom and you just basically lay it in there and they get in there and they can't get out. That's in fairly deep water, so it ought to stay out when the water drops. Look at all those minnows. They're really getting after that bag. Just dangle that in the water. Let it slowly drip out. we'll see what this does. I don't know if it'll work or not. Probably not. They'll probably just bowl right over it. Let me tie these two together, narrow that opening. The idea is they get in there and they swim around in circles. They look for the edge and they can't find it. They bump into each side. We'll see if it works. Stuck in the sand and your boot falls off. I should have worn my waders. There's about 8 inches of water, 10 inches of muck below it, or sand. Alright, well, I'm gonna go maybe go wander around a little bit. I don't know. Might call it good. I like the way that's working. Man, that is letting out the stuff just at the right rate. It's really scenting up that water. Get all those fish running down. Alright, I'm gonna let this place sit for a little bit. Actually, I might just sit up here and watch it myself. I'll go get my bucket. Sit a little higher up on the banks in the shade and just watch the world go by. Wonder if I should have eviscerated that carp. Let some of that scent out. I suspect the turtles are going to be the ones that tear it up. They have been. Yeah, it looks like it's still alive though. It's floating around like it's alive. Right in that current, just back and forth, back and forth. That's what I wanted. Meaty stuff. Dog food for my dog with bad teeth. I bet it works. I just tried to clump it up, but it doesn't clump. It falls apart. Interesting though, I bet you could make some pretty good carp bait out of this stuff. That wind's blowing. That's what I thought was going to happen. That might cause a little bit of motion. Oh, it feels so good. It's not bad, even though it's probably closing in on 100 degrees. As long as you're out of the sun and in the shade and in the breeze, you'll do fine. It's not bad at all. Get my Gatorade. I like my fancy bow holder. Just having fun on the river. Well, this is about 2 o'clock, I guess. What time is it? What time is it? 2:15. 2:15 Saturday afternoon. That log wasn't there. I can see, I believe I can see the camera strap flapping in the current. Yeah, that's what that is, isn't it? So that camera's right underneath there. Let's go ahead and move a stick down along the edge. Oh look, remember this morning I put that on the edge, remember? So that water was up to here. It is really dropping fast. It is going down. Actually, it's going south. Look what perched on the T-post. Your camouflage is working, dude. It's working. You don't have to go anywhere. He's fixing to take off. Alright, back at the house. Let's get something to eat. Relax a little. Maybe come back out in the barn. I'll tell you what, let me see what the temperature is in the barn. Give me a real good idea. 92.45, 94, 95, 96. That's hot. Watch it be over 100 on the back porch. It most likely is. Sometimes well over 100. Puppy dogs aren't scratching as much. Got the fleas more or less under control. Yeah, let's see, 110, 108. What is that? Oh yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. 108 on the back porch. That's not unusual.